From a timeless love story like Laila Majnu to the very critically acclaimed Kala, our next guest has shown that sexy and subtle can be two sides of the same coin. You don't have to put anybody in a box. So please join me in welcoming on stage the very talented, the stunning, and somebody who has wowed us with her performances, Miss Tripti Dimri. Tripti, welcome to the India Today Conclave.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you? How are you feeling right now?
I just am very, very nervous, but at the same time excited also. This is, such an honor for me to be, sharing the stage with you, sitting here and discussing my career. So,
Don't be nervous. Can we have a round of applause for Tripti? Come on, guys.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, tell me to begin with, how does it feel to be the it girl? You know, you do a film, it gets so much attention, it makes a lot of money. Then suddenly the spotlight is on you, right? You get papped. Every move that you make is being watched. How does it feel being the it girl? And is there a label called the it girl?
Honestly, I was not prepared for it. I was so used to, the life that I was living that it came as a surprise, and it took me a while to, understand what was happening. But I'm very, very glad and very, very grateful that whatever happened, happened. And the love that you get from your audience, your fans, it's so amazing. It's a special feeling, and I'm really, really grateful to all the people who have showered me with so much love. Thank you.
You know, I love the fact that people are applauding this because in an industry where every Friday things change, right? There is this whole number game. You're on the top and you get endorsements and everybody wants to work with you. And then you have to stay grounded. Are you competitive? Are you ambitious? Are you somebody who will pick up the phone and call a producer or a director? If you know there's like a meaty role doing the rounds of town, are you the one who would pick up the phone and call?
I think I'm too shy to do that. And I have, as I said, I've been very, very lucky that I worked with the kind of people I did. And even now, the people that I'm working with, they, watched my films and then they liked my work and then they approached me for the films. But I think for me, it's really, really important that you find your balance. And I think for me, acting is a part of my life. It's not my entire life. Like, I have my family, I have my friends, there's acting, there are other things that I like to do. So I think that is something that keeps me sane. That is something that, helps me make the right choices for myself. Because I don't want to do anything out of desperation. I want to do things that really, really suit me and things that I connect with, stories that I connect with, characters that I connect with. So, yeah.
You know, you spoke about connecting with characters. And when you play that character, we have an audience that connects with that character. And that's when I think you sort of aced your game or whatever you need to do, right? I want to take you back in time to 2020. Just sort of rewind you and, jog your memory a bit. We watched you in Bulbul. Then we watched you in the stunning Kala. Then out of the box, we see you in Animal. I mean, who would have expected? So tell me, what was the decision to do an Animal? Was it because you didn't want to be stereotyped and put in a box? Or was it because you met Sandeep Reddy Vanga and he gave you a narration that you were like, let me just jump on, dude. Like, this is a role I don't want to miss.
So for me, I don't like to be too comfortable when it comes to acting. And I think with Bulbul and Kala, I had found my comfort zone. Drama is my favorite genre and I just love drama. When I'm on set, I'm just supercharged and I love it. But when an Animal came my way, I was like, okay, this is something different and this is something challenging. And I think for every actor, it's really important that you keep experimenting with your craft, because if you keep doing similar roles, then you will be, very limited as an actor. And I think every time I get a role that I feel like, okay, this is something scary and challenging and, I don't know how to play it, that is when I know that this is the right character for me. And that is the feeling I had when Sandeep sir, explained Zoya's character to me. And I was like, wow, this is a tricky person's mind. She's someone who's very, very brave and yet very innocent at the same time. And it'll be interesting to play her. So I think for me, that was something very exciting. And even the other films that I'm doing, I think I look for different characters because I feel that is where the growth is.
Animal came out and it turned out to be this massive hit, right? But then it also created a lot of conversation. It polarized a lot of people. There was a huge conversation in terms of where are these characters going. Ranveer's character was labeled as a red flag. Certain choices that your character made. Looking back at that film now, just as an audience, say if you had to be neutral, is there anything different you would do in terms of the way your character was written or about the film? It was termed misogynistic and so many things were being labeled.
I think not really. I would play it exactly the way I played Zoya because, I think as human beings, we all have different shades. We all have, a good side to us, a bad side to us, an ugly side to us. And I think through the films that we do and through the characters that we play, we really get to explore those sides. So yeah, I think with acting, we get to experience those emotions, but it's there in all of us. We don't really tap into it. One lifetime, they get to see so much, they get to feel so much and experience so much and get to see life from a different perspective. You might or might not agree with it, Tomorrow, this is a very beautiful advice I got from my acting coach. I was prepping for a character and the character was very different from me. So I was judging it. I was like, why is she doing this? She shouldn't be. And he just stood there and he's like, okay, you have this idea about the character, now perform. And I performed and I failed badly. And then he's like, now stop judging your character. Now she's also a human being. She's not Tripti. She's another person. Try and understand this person. Why is this person behaving the way this person's behaving? What is her childhood like, and go into that and then perform. Then you'll see the difference in your performance. And since that day on, I don't think I've ever judged any character I've played. There's this beautiful show called Killing Eve, which is one of my favorite shows. There's this villain from the show, Villanelle. She's a negative character. She's killing people. She's, not doing anything right in the show, but you're in love with her because that is how much honesty she's bringing into the character. And I think that is something that I needed to learn, and I learned my lesson that day.
I think what's also very interesting about Tripti is the fact that she's one of those rare actors. Like if you go to her Instagram page and you hit that, you will see pictures of Tripti in the mountains. Then you will see pictures of Tripti's films, promoting her films when they release. There is nothing in between. And the fact that you also don't get papped that much. You're not somebody who's spotted at events. You're not somebody who socializes much. I don't see you at filmy parties, hobnobbing. Is that a conscious effort to sort of guard your safe space, sacred space, and sort of stay that way? Because it's so tricky, like I said at the beginning, to sort of have that anchor.
I think this is just who I am as a person. I'm a very private person. I sometimes don't even reply to my team. They keep messaging me and they're like, if I'm on a holiday and I'm in the mountains, then my phone is off. I just want to be, because I think it's really, really important. Yeah, I mean, when you're working, you put in everything, right? You give your 100%. You're surrounded by thousands of people the whole day. You need that time off, to sit back and think, what is it that's working for you? What is it that's not working for you? I think it's really, really important to have, that time to yourself so that you can get to know yourself better. You're constantly changing, you're constantly evolving as a person. And I think that change would not occur if you're not spending enough time, quality time with yourself. Forget about,
But then do you get pressurized? Not pressurized, but when you see like an actor's Insta page or somebody who's like trending or signing endorsements XYZ, how does it, like, do you look at that and be like, okay, maybe I need to sort of put myself out there, need to be more aggressive? Or you're like, that's her space and I'm doing me?
Yeah, I mean, I anyways do my thing. I think I post when I feel like posting because that is the real me. I don't want to put out a fake picture of myself and be like, oh, I'm doing this when I'm doing something else. And I think that is where you find a connection with your audience, by showing them who you really are. I am not someone who would be out till 2 a.m. at night and partying and, meeting people. I'm not that person. So why showcase that on my Instagram? I'll show who I am. And I think that has always worked for me. And it keeps one sane, when you're not, taking too much pressure and when you're just being yourself. I think being honest and true to yourself is the most important thing. And that, the audiences are very smart. They understand when you're trying to be somebody else or when you are who you are. So I think, yeah, I enjoy that space where I post when I have to post and I disappear when I have to disappear.
Is there a genre or a role that you're itching to do? That you're like, dude, if I get a script in hand that has something really meaty, juicy, and somebody's never seen me in that sketch or a role, is there something you are interested?
Many, many. I think I would love to do a mythological character. Yeah. I mean, Palace of Illusions is one of my favorite books. It's Mahabharata from the point of view of Draupadi. If something like that comes my way, it is a dream role. Again, biopics of old actresses. I'm a huge fan of Jaya ma'am, uh, uh, Madhubala, Meena Kumari. So some challenging role, something
I
like
think
that.
Madhubala, Meena Kumari, you can ace that. I mean, you have all that it takes with the looks, and you sort of take us back in time, and you have that ethereal quality about yourself. You could ace those roles. But now I'm going to do a session called Tripping with Tripti. Yeah, let's sort of jump on that now for a bit and get a little trippy with you. I'm going to throw some questions at you, and you need to like answer them really fast. Okay?
Rapid fire. Oh God.
We're not calling it rapid fire anymore. That's done. That's boring. Okay.
One thing that scares me the most. Rapid fires.
Ranbir Kapoor or Vicky Kaushal, the one actor who you think could be your 3 a.m. friend, who you could rely on to pick up your call,
I think Vicky Kaushal. I'm much closer to Vicky. Yeah.
and why?
Because we spent like good amount of time together. We were shooting in Missouri, and he's a very chill, very cool guy. He's like a friend. He calls me his brother. So yeah, I think he can be my 3 a.m. friend.
Okay. Kala or Bulbul, the one film or the character that was more tough to crack.
More tough. I think with Bulbul, I was still experimenting and I didn't know what I was doing a lot of the times. I give the credit to Anvita for, doing what she did with me and the character. With Kala, yes, it was very, very tricky, but it was very internal. The brief that she gave me was that I don't want to see tears in her eyes, but I want to feel that she's crying and she's broken from within. And to, just understand that and to do that, it was a little tricky. But Anvita is beautiful. I mean, she and I think, are a great team. She got that out of me.
If not an actor, what would Tripti be?
Wildlife photographer.
Fully see you doing that.
Yeah.
But tell me, what is it about the mountains that sort of calls you? Is that
I'm a mountain girl. I'm a pahadi. I'm from Uttarakhand. I just love everything there. I think as soon as I'm in the mountains, I feel good. I feel at peace, and I feel the air is fresh, the food is delicious, the people are nice. You just feel at home. I just feel at home when I'm in the mountains, and I think that would be my retirement plan as well. Anytime I feel like I want to take a break, I'll go to the mountains and just stay there.
a Hollywood actor whose DM you would love to slide into if you could get a chance to?
Oh, Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
This is, I think, Jodie Comer. I'm a huge fan of her. She's
Killing Eve.
Yeah, Killing Eve. So yeah, hers. I messaged her when I watched Killing Eve because I was just in awe of her performance. I was like, how did she do it? I actually watched some of her scenes for Kala just to see how she was doing what she was doing. She's been brilliant, I think, in the show. कोई कैसे उन्हें समझाए सजनिया के मन में अभी इनकार है जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है धीरे धीरे जतन करने से दुल्हनिया के खुलते हृदय के द्वार है जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है.
Outstanding. I mean, outstanding. You're getting a deal from a music label after this, I think.
Fingers crossed.
But are you looking at doing playback?
I would love to. So, I know I'm not that great at singing, but I used to sing when I was in college. But then I'm out of practice now. But I would love to go back to it.
I think you're being humble, but like I said, I think that was absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that you have such interesting films coming up. I love the fact that every character in all of these films is so different. Bhool Bhulaiya 3 is getting so much of buzz. She's in Bhool Bhulaiya 3, guys, a film that is getting a lot of traction, a film that everybody is excited about. What can you tell the audience about Bhool Bhulaiya 3? I know you got so many questions asked when you were walking in about BB3 and all of it.
It's a lovely, lovely film, and it's a great franchise. And I, couldn't believe when I was offered the role. I was like, "What? It's a dream come true." But I can't give spoilers right now. But all I can say is that it's a brilliant film, brilliantly directed by Anees Bazmi. There's Karthik, who's wonderful. Vidya ma'am, I've always been a huge fan, and I got an opportunity to work with her. And I would, so many times I would find myself just staring at her, just observing how she does what she does. And I think it's been a great experience for me doing that film. And it's going to be something very, very special.
Great. Tripti also has Vicky or Vidya ka wo wala video. She has Bhool Bhulaiya 3 and she also has Dhadak 2. Tripti, this was such a wonderful chat. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for having this chat.
I had a great time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please raise a warm applause.